Good morning, everybody. Silas back today, and today is going to be a busy day of processing stuff. But main thing we're going to be working on is some aluminum breakage. Maybe we'll crush some cars, maybe we'll do that tomorrow. I don't know. We'll kind of see how it goes. But as you can see here, they just dropped off my dumpster. I've got 2 truck beds of breakage over here, and I've got, I think, 1 or 2 down there, and then I've got another one inside the yard. I guess I have to go ahead and grab my catalytic converter. This is just a cheap one. I like to lay them out. Sometimes these cheap ones is right in front of the cameras, just to test people's honesty. But nobody stole it, and it's been there for 2 weeks, so I guess nobody's gonna steal it. I'll take it with me and put it in storage later. You may notice I've got some aluminum wheels in here, a semi wheel and a truck wheel and a moped wheel. I'm also going to be throwing all of these aluminum wheels in there, and if there's any room left over, I'll pull some more off of cars. And you say, why in the world are you throwing aluminum wheels in your aluminum breakage? And that's just because it works out better that way. They don't bring as much doing it that way, but you don't have to clean them. You could get about $3 to $4 a piece more if you clean the wheels than you can just throwing them in the breakage with the tires on them. However, I don't have time to clean them, and so I'd have to hire somebody else, and I've talked to people about it, quite a few people really, and some of them I think would have worked out, but they all wanted $20, $25 an hour to do it, and I understand wanting to make good money. But the problem is that by the time I pay somebody to load the wheels up, take them to the tire machine, dismount them, then I have to pay $2 a piece to get rid of the tires. I actually make less money paying somebody to dismount these wheels and tires than I do if I just throw them in the dumpster. I don't know how long they're going to keep buying them like this from us, but for as long as they do, I'm going to keep shipping them. They bring about 14 to 15 bucks a piece clean right now. However, like this, they bring about 10 to 11 bucks a piece. So yeah, they would bring more money clean, but like I was saying, can't afford to do it. I do have some breakage in this car. What I'll probably do is just set this car over there a little bit closer. There's a little bit of stuff in here that can go in that dumpster. This car here is ready to go. I just got to pull the wheels off, so maybe those will go in there. But I'm going to fire the loader up, and I'm going to move this car out of the way. I'll probably take those 2 truck beds there and dump them in the dumpster, and I should still be able to pick it up. So I'll pick it up and I'll move it back here out of the way a little bit better. Let's see how much junk's in there. I am out of truck beds full of stuff at this point, so now I don't know. Well, we got quite a bit of room. I didn't realize it was this empty still. There's a good amount of weight in here. There was 2 truck beds full of nothing but motors and transmissions, and there was another truck bed that was about half full of motors and transmissions. So there's some pretty good weight, but there's a lot of empty space. So I guess what I'll do is, I got a lot of cars with aluminum wheels sitting around. We've got these 2 here. I just pulled the wheels off the top one. Bottom ones are unbolted. I just gotta wiggle it around a little bit. So I got that car there. So yeah, I got a handful of cars around here with aluminum wheels, so I'll just go ahead and pop some wheels off this afternoon, throw them in there, and hopefully we can get it full. Let's see what we got in here. We've got an ECM and an aluminum shield. We've got an alternator. That can go in the dumpster. See if I can do this one-handed. We've got some sort of bracket. What is that? Power steering pump, I think. That timing cover? I'm not sure what that is. Oh, that went over the other side. On this side, looks like we've got some valve covers and some other odds and ends things. There we go. Not a lot of money, but you know, about $6 or $7 for about 1 minute worth of work, so that's not too bad, I guess. Look at that. I see dry dirt. There's still a bunch of mud over here, but I do see dry dirt at least. Got quite a bit done today. Processed a bunch of cars, got them stacked here by the crusher. I'll be able to come in here and crush them all next week sometime. Unfortunately, all this dry dirt is about to go away. They're talking 2 to 3 inches of rain tomorrow and Saturday, so it's gonna be a mud pit out here. So I am going to go work out at my place. I've got a bunch of stuff that I'm wanting to get done out there, so that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm actually gonna head out there now. I have at least 1, maybe 2 old trucks coming in tonight, so we'll see what we can find out there. I just about ran off and forgot these here. These aren't cheap dummies. I can't leave these out. I don't know what they're worth. We'll go look them up real quick. I can grab both of them one-handed. That's kind of a bummer. This one here is only $91 is what it comes out to. Usually these off of those late model Mopars like that are pretty high dollar, but that one there is not. This one here was $157, so a little bit better. I remember back in the day, these things here were bringing, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6. Some of them were bringing $700 a piece, and these here were a minimum of $200, $250. But times change. Here we go. Not a bad looking truck. Kind of looks neat with the winch bed on it. That winch bed might be something to somebody. It's not all rusted out. It's covered in surface rust, but it's kind of a short lengthwise, and it's not that wide. I mean, it's fairly wide, but it's not even as wide as this truck is, so it would fit on a 1-ton truck or a big truck like this, whatever. It's got an electric winch on it. That's kind of neat. It's just not a huge winch. You know, some of those winches are just massive and you can't do nothing with them. This one's much more reasonable. It's got a vise on the back of it. Kind of a neat setup. The truck itself isn't too terrible. The cab is pretty solid. It's no rust down here. I think it's got a, no, nothing here. So yeah, the cab corner is good and solid. In here it does have a little bit of rust in the floors and the corners. Of course, I'm on my GoPro and I can't see nothing in the dark. Let me get my flashlight out real quick. There you go. You can kind of see some rust down there in that corner. And same thing over there up in the kick panel there. What's kind of interesting to me is it's got this pedal right here. This is a big truck, but it's got the emergency brake over there. But that's like what they would put on a small truck, like a 1/2 ton or 3/4 ton, or even maybe a 1 ton. So I bet this isn't the original cab on this truck. I bet somebody's put this on here through the years. The front clip is definitely a big truck though, but if you look, the front clip was green, and I think this cab was a different color at some point. It's kind of hard to tell. It's been painted at least twice, but I don't see any green paint on it, so I don't think this cab was ever with that front clip originally. It's got a little bit of body damage right there, but you know, honestly, this truck here is probably one of the ones that's going to get parted out anyway. The nose will become a wall hanger. Check out this grill guard on here. It's cut out to match the GMC right here. That's just kind of a unique thing. They put an extra bumper on top of that bumper, so I don't know, it just looks kind of cool. What's crazy is they must have done that to where this would line up, because if they took that bumper out and dropped it down, then this wouldn't line up anymore. It's got a 270 under the hood. It's supposed to run good. I haven't tried to start it. It turns over good. I'm sure it would run. I was hoping it was a 302, but you can't win them all. But yeah, that cab is definitely buildable. Just that little bit of rust up there in the front corners. So I'll definitely save that cab, sell it to somebody. Like I say, I doubt anybody would ever buy this whole truck. It's possible, anything's possible, but usually the shipping on these things, I mean, if you were, say, I mean, it's gonna cost you probably around $4 a mile to ship this thing. So if you were 1,000 miles away, you're looking at $4,000 to get this to you. And that's just not a reasonable thing. I mean, you can't give $2,000 for the truck and then $4,000 for shipping. Not for this truck anyway. Some trucks, it would be worth it, like the truck I'm about to show you. I'll have to show this truck to you a little bit better tomorrow in the daylight, because I am losing light fast, and this GoPro does not like low light. But check this thing out. It's a 1960 Ford F500 custom cab. This is a pretty good looking truck right here. I think it's been repainted at some point in time, I'm guessing. That paint's just too nice to be original. It's got some hail dents in the hood. you can kind of see there, but it is a custom cab and there's minimal, and I mean minimal, rust on this thing. Yeah, I'll just have to show it to you better in the daylight. But the guy that just dropped that GMC off, he is headed out to pick up an old Dodge for me. He'll be back here in a little bit tonight, probably about 2.5, 3 hours or so. I will have to come back out here then. I will turn the lights on the loader so you can see what's going on, and I'll just see you then. And then tomorrow I'll be out here again, and I got lots of stuff on the schedule. And good morning. I am back out here. Now we can see this truck a little bit better in the daylight. I think this truck's a little bit older than what I thought it was originally because of the headlights and the grill setup. I'm thinking this is like a 41 or something like that. He told me it was a 46 when I talked to him on the phone. But that's okay. I'm still happy with it either way. It's kind of rusty up above the windshield, but not horrible. I've seen worse. But the floors are all still good. This is a Western Kansas truck, so it didn't get super rusty other than where the rats were. Still has the seat in it that can be recovered. Body's pretty good on it. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. This might be the last vehicle that I get from this guy. I've gotten a lot of vehicles from him over the past, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 months. And he's got a bunch more vehicles. It's a little bit of rust down there, but not too bad. But yeah, the guy I got this from, there we go. Check out those gauges. I guess he's pretty upset with me because, whoops, there we go. He's upset with me because I guess one of the first, I think the very first vehicle I bought from him, I made a video of grabbing that vehicle, and then I bought another truck from him that was out in the field, and I made a quick video of that truck. And somebody, one of my subscribers, called him up, recognized his place. I never said where his place was at. I never said who he was. I even said in the video that his stuff's not for sale, so don't even bother asking. But anyway, I had a subscriber, I don't know who, that knows him, called him up and said I was making videos of his place and telling everybody where it's at. So now he is very upset with me, and obviously he doesn't believe me when I tell him that that's not true. We had already made a deal on that truck, so he went ahead and sold it to me, but because of some subscribers, shame on you if you're watching this right now, I probably won't be able to deal with him anymore. Some people just like causing drama everywhere they go. I don't understand it, but oh well, life goes on. I have a guy coming Monday, I think, with a whole great big trailer load of noses. He crushed out a whole field of antique cars and trucks out in Western Kansas, and he cut all the noses off for me. So he's supposed to be here, and I wish I had a place to put him. But I will figure that out later. What I have to do now, I guess, instead, is I have to shrink the size of this pallet down. I went to ship this thing, and I thought it was going to ship for around $400 or so. That's what I told the guy. And my shipping quotes I kept getting were like $1,200 and $1,500, and there's just no way that was going to work. And there we go. I got it down to actually 80 inches. There's still a little bit of room on either side. I mean, this thing's not perfect anyway. It's got some rust down in the corners. If it gets a little bit scratched up, it's not going to be hurt. The bumper is like the exact width of the pallet, but it's not going to get hurt bumping up against stuff. So what I need to do now is find me maybe a couple truck heads or something that I can slip up in here. I'm guessing that this weighs somewhere around 300 pounds, and I need this to be over 388 pounds. If I can get it up to about 400 pounds, that saves me a boatload of money. That still makes 0 sense to me. I don't understand why making it heavier makes it makes it cheaper. I've got a transmission here I can slip in there, but I'd rather do like a couple heads if I can find any. I have to go out back maybe and dig around in the car, see if I can find something. I can't just stick bricks in there. It has to be the same thing as what's on the pallet, so it has to be automotive. I used to have some heavy stuff sitting over here. I don't know if it's still here or not, but we're about to find out. Oh no, that's right, I cleaned it all up. It's all gone now. Although this transmission here is small enough, I might be able to slip that in there. But we'll keep looking around. It would be perfect if I could find a couple heads. There we go. I got that transmission in there. The only problem is that when I strap that bumper down, I cut this strap to where it fit that perfect, and now I need more strap. So I'm going to go ahead and reuse this strap. I'm just going to tie a knot on one end. The best knot I know how to tie as far as strength is a noose, so that's what I'm going to do on it. These are a pretty simple knot to tie. That's why I like them, and they work good for stuff like this. I used to get in trouble at school because I would practice tying nooses all the time. I didn't think anything strange of it at the time, but looking back now, it probably was kind of alarming for the teachers. There we go. It's a little bit rudimentary, but it works. And there we go. It is packaged and ready to go again. It's just crazy to me that I was able to save $1,000 by cutting that little bit of pallet off and by adding a transmission. And in fact, we did some checking, and even if I had left that on there, just by adding that transmission would have saved me about $500–600. But so that was a $500 savings, and then that there was another $500 savings. Just crazy to me. I guess they care more about the weight per cubic square foot than they do the actual overall size. Doesn't make any sense to me, but it is what it is, and it's done now. They're supposed to come pick this up next week sometime. We haven't set a for sure day yet, so that'll be good to get that out of here. The good part about getting all this figured out is now I will actually be able to ship these now that I know how to do it, and I'm getting set up with this company and I understand it more. So I'll be able to start selling noses. I know a lot of people want to buy noses from me in the past, and I've never been able to ship them. And so now I'll be able to do that because I know what I'm doing. The only thing is if you buy a nose from me, if you're long distance, you're going to inherit a free transmission, big old truck heads, or you're going to inherit something heavy. Doesn't make any sense, but it is what it is. So now if you're wanting to buy something, I am more than happy to strap it to a pallet. I do charge $100 for my time to strap it to the pallet. And this pallet here was basically already done, but in the future, I'll probably have to actually build pallets. So it'll be a $100 fee for that. But shipping wise, this is going very far away. I mean, you can't get much further away than this, and it's around $400. So if you're closer, it's going to be less than that. But now I am done in here. I'm going to go outside and find something to do. It looks like it's about to start raining. This took a little bit longer than I thought it was. Plus I was signing some paperwork online and it wasn't working. That took forever, but that's boring stuff. I won't bore you with that. I'm going to go outside, see what we can get done. Now I finally have time to show you this truck here. This is a 1960 F500. I mentioned that last night, but it was so dark you couldn't see nothing. But look at this thing, still has the headliner in it. The seat's not too terrible. I mean, it's kind of broken down a little bit, but it could be redone fairly easy. It's got the deluxe steering wheel in it. It's got the somewhat chrome gauges in it. Got all the white knobs in here. Two-tone interior. It does not have the radio, which is kind of unusual for all the other options that it has. But the door's shut good. The thing runs good. The worst spot is this right down here. It must have had something sitting inside it. Down here in this area, it's not rusted out, but it's covered in surface rust. It's got a 292 under the hood. It's got the chrome grille on it. Cool truck. This side of the truck's pretty nice. You can see this step here is all still solid, just surface rust. It's got a fairly new gas tank in it. It's nice and shiny. It's got the owner's manual in here, a bunch of other paperwork and books on it in here. What's this? Oh, this is for a 1962 Ford trucks. Huh, that's kind of neat. Neat piece of history right there. Unfortunately, I can't find the keys. I'm guessing somebody took them with them. I don't really know what's going on. If somebody pulled them out and lost them, or if they're going to mail them with the title, or what the deal is. Kind of a bad deal. So I don't know what happened there, but I'm going to go ahead and hang on to this since this doesn't go to the truck anyway. But I'm thinking this makes somebody a good project truck. A little bit of cleaning. 80 Rail Hutchinson. This truck was sold brand new right here in Hutch. Yeah, with a little bit of a cleanup, a little bit of a tune-up, this makes somebody a nice truck. You could actually even probably somewhat patina paint match that paint down there. Get that all cleaned up before it rusts through. The bed's in good shape. Tires aren't the greatest, but just an old farm truck tires. But yeah, this makes somebody a good old farm truck. If somebody wanted this and they didn't want the bed, I could take that off for them, no problem. Make it easier to ship. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and list this for sale. Something like this will probably be about $2,500 on it. This area is cleared out pretty good now. Looking a lot better in here. I got that guy bringing all those noses on Monday, so I figured this would be a good area to put those. I'll probably fill this area in first, back up in here, kind of bring them out, try to keep them all over here as much as possible, because I'd really like to get in here and start tearing down this whole trailer house. But that's not a have to. It's not technically in the way. I'd really like to get it out of here though, because that would open up a lot of space back in here. Then I got this old crusher. I haven't forgotten about it. I want to get it going, just never have time to do it all. And this car here, the trunk is just clear full of stuff, but I've never been able to find anybody to build shelves in my semi-trailer over there. So it's just been one thing after another. Never got it done. I want to go ahead and get this advertised for sale. Those Hummer axles. I got these Thunderbird noses here. I guess I can go ahead and list those for sale. This sort of stuff just doesn't sell around here is the only bad thing. It's all stuff that I'll have to sell long distance. Good thing about these though is they're already so heavy. If I had to put those on a pallet, I wouldn't have to add a transmission. But yeah, my long-term goal is especially once that area way over there, up in that area, once I get that all done to where I can stack my noses over there and line them up, any noses that I put in here I'll be able to take back out. I can get in here, take this trailer house out. I'll probably leave this tree. I'll probably just trim it up a little bit. I want to clear this out, and then there's some more stuff on the other side of this. Once I get this all open in here, I had a couple ideas of something I wanted to do in this area, so hopefully by spring I'll be able to do all that. And there we go. I'm not sure when they're coming for this, but now it is loaded up, ready to go. As soon as they get here, I can stick it on the truck. Got one thing that sold on eBay. This right here. I must have listed it too cheap. I put it on there for 60 bucks and it sold almost instantly. Within about 30 minutes it was sold. I'll package that tonight. There we go. And then I'm not sure if I'll come out here tomorrow or not. It's supposed to start raining tonight, although if you look up at the sky, it doesn't really look like rain. It looked like rain earlier, but then it cleared out. Now the sun came back out, and I don't know, it looks pretty nice. Maybe it'll rain tonight, maybe it won't. If it doesn't rain tomorrow, I'll be out here. If it does rain tomorrow, then I guess I'll just see you guys on Monday. Welcome back, everybody. It is Monday. It's actually mid-Monday afternoon now. It poured down rain all weekend long. It was it was something else. So I didn't do anything over the weekend. I just stayed home, edited video, stuff like that. The guy that was supposed to be here today with all those cut off fronts and stuff, he got rained out as well, so he wasn't able to make it. This morning I just went out to the yard and processed cars. Didn't really do anything exciting. It's a nasty swampy mess out there though, so I came out here. I had to send some pictures to people, and then also I told them when they were picking that nose up that they needed to call and give me a 30-minute heads up before they got here to get it. Well, about noon I got a call and they said they would be here in about 30 or 40 minutes, and I thought, man, that's one of the first times that's ever happened. Usually I tell them to do that and they don't bother. They just show up anyway. So I was pretty impressed with them. Well, they were supposed to be here by 1:45. Right now it's 2:45 and they still haven't shown up. I don't have the driver's direct number and dispatch doesn't know where he's at. And so I don't know what's going on. I just do not have very good luck with shipping stuff, big stuff like that. But anyway, while I'm out here, I've got a few things I got to take care of. I got a couple phone calls I got to make anyway, so guess I'll do that. And if they show up, I'll film loading that. And if they don't show up, I don't know what to do. There we go. Only 2 hours late. It's a good thing I had other stuff to do here anyway, or else I would have been long gone. And I got quite a bit done at that yard. Now I'm back over here at this yard. I've got this truck right here. I've got to get the hood hinges off this. I sold these last week. I thought they'd be pretty easy to pull. I didn't realize these fridge Fords bolted them on from the inside, and I have no clue how you're supposed to get to the bolts or the nuts on the bolts because there's all sorts of stuff in here on both sides. So I'm going to do it the quick and easy way. Take the cutoff wheel, cut the cab out right there, and then I can get right in there. Well, I thought it would be quick and easy, but you can't get to it. They just didn't want you to work on these trucks. So I'm not entirely sure how you're supposed to get to those. I guess I'm gonna have to take the heater out. I'm not sure how it comes out of here. I'm starting to regret doing this. This is why I don't like selling parts, is because it's usually a nightmare on these old cars. The profit I'm making on this truck is disappearing rather quickly. I'll look at this side again, see if this side's a little bit easier. Yeah, even this side. Got this emergency brake here and all sorts of other stuff up in there. I don't know how you're supposed to do this, but there's got to be a way of doing it. I just got to figure out what that way is. There we go. That was a little bit of a challenge. This side took the glove box out and I was able to get to all the bolts, but two of them I had to do just a tiny bit at a time. These two right here, I just had to go meet, back and forth, but I got it. The one on that side, same thing. One of the, or two of the bolts I couldn't get to, so I had to real slowly do it with the ratchet, but I got it. One of them snapped off. I think it was the bottom one here, the stud snapped off, but other than that, everything came out pretty good, so I think he'll be happy with them still. Yeah, this one right here, you can see it snapped off. But that's the name of the game when you're dealing with antique parts, is they're not always perfect. And with that, I am gonna head home, get this stuff packaged. I guess I'll be back out here in the morning. Here about a week ago, I had packaged some stuff on eBay, or for eBay in the morning, and I had used my knife to cut a box down, put it in my pocket. I usually just leave it at home, but I accidentally put it in my pocket, and I came out here and worked all day, and at the end of the day, I couldn't find it anymore. So I thought I had lost it. I've been using a junk one at home. I was getting ready to go buy a new one, and I go to pick up that Dodge nose. The guy's coming to get that here in a little bit, and it was laying there on the ground, so that's good news. He came and got that Dodge truck nose and a Volvo station wagon. I had my camera laying in the truck, so I didn't film loading it, but and some people aren't comfortable with that anyway. But anyway, he came with a Volvo station wagon, and we made it fit. But anyway, I've been processing all the cars that I filmed a treasure hunt, my 100K treasure hunt video with, and I've been yanking those out. And in that video, if you remember, if you watched that video, if you haven't watched that video, you ought to go watch it. But anyway, I said I would rip open the trunks as I pulled those cars out. And so far, the trunks have been pretty well empty. I think I found one had an aluminum wheel in the trunk because they had blown a tire, and they took the spare out and swapped them. However, I got this car here, this Altima. I drug it out of the pile. I ripped open the trunk. I can see stuff in the trunk. I haven't looked through it yet. I have not rolled this car over yet to pull the converters because I saw stuff in there. I wanted to see if there's anything good first. It looks like just clothes, but I guess we'll find out together. What do we got? Yeah, it looks like just clothes in here, but there might be something good down in here. What do we got here? Oh, Air Force Ones. That's funny. They're a little on the rough side. I don't know that anybody would want those. Well, somebody might. A little bit of cleanup, they might be okay and decent. They're pretty tore up. That is funny though, just because I was in high school when that song came out. Air Force Ones. Oh, there's some more. What do we got here? These don't look bad. Air Max. These don't look like they're in too terrible a condition. What size are they? Oh, 10s. Hey, that's the size I wear. I don't wear this type of shoe though. But those might be worth something. We'll look them up in a second. What else we got? Some slip-ons. What are these? Adidas? Huh. I don't know if those are anything or not. I want to see what's in this box though. Ooh, look at that. What are those? Air Jordans? They're used, but they don't look too terrible. Huh. Yeah, they don't look too bad. Air Jordans, I know those are high dollar shoes new. I don't know if they're worth anything used. It looks like they bought these used and they paid $95 for them, and they're still in the box, so I'm guessing that's what they gave for them, just like they sit. Huh. So those might be, well, I guess I'll just go ahead and take those out. I'll for sure save that pair. That's kind of cool. It's not exactly what I expected to find today. I've never, well, I take that back. I was about to say that I've never found high dollar shoes in cars before. However, this one's empty. However, that's not entirely true. I found some military boots, like actual issued military boots in a car one time. Some more Air Jordans. Huh. Well, those might be worth something too if that first pair was, so we'll save those. But yeah, anyway, I sold those military boots on eBay. One pair was brand new in the box, and the other pair was used, but in really good condition. And I got good money out of those. What else we got in here? Some more Nikes. Those are really, really rough looking though. Even Nike flip-flops, they like their Nike shoes. Set these off to the side. Set these off to the side. Bunches of clothes in here. We got Levi's. Oh, backwards. I wear 32 30s. I used to wear a 30, but ain't no way I'd fit into a 30 now. 33 30, well those would fit me, but I don't know. That's not really my color. That'd be pretty wild working out here at the junkyard in some bright red Levi's. That's too bad those wouldn't fit me though, because I'd wear those. Although I have plenty of work jeans right now. I've got a whole drawer full. I go through stages. Sometimes I have no extra work clothes. I'm really low on work clothes, and then other times I've got plenty. And right now I'm in one of those times where I've got plenty of jeans. These don't look like my style of clothes, so I don't know if they're worth any money or not. What brand are they? Switch? I mean, some of these shoes are high dollar shoes, so maybe these clothes are high dollar too. I don't know. I guess I can look them up. I've sold used clothes on eBay before in the past. I went to Goodwill one time and they had a pair of True Religion jeans on the rack for $2. So I bought them and threw them on eBay, and I got really good money out of those. What's this? Oh, a suction cup mirror. Guess that's one way to replace your rearview mirror. Yeah, I think I got like $100 out of those True Religions. I'm not really seeing much else in here. See, now I would wear those because they're not quite as vibrant, but those are too big for me. Those are 3430s. Guess I probably should check the pockets, see if there's any money in them. You never know. Nope, not in there. Nope, nothing in those pockets. Well, I'll go through these shoes real quick and look them up, see if any of them are worth anything. And if they are, I'll save them. If not, then I guess I'll shove this stuff back in here and close the trunk and go ahead and keep on processing. I am done going through that stuff. If I was into selling stuff, you know, these I would look these up. These Switch brand t-shirts sell for around 10 to 15 bucks a piece used. But how often do they sell? You know, not real often. I think these pants here retail for about 20 bucks used. These shoes here would probably bring 10 or 15 bucks, but I'm not going to mess with clothing for $10. Clothing is one of those things that takes forever to sell, and people are picky about condition, and I'm just not into clothing. I told myself a long time ago that I'm not going to do clothes anymore. I'm not going to do glassware, and I don't do paper stuff. But I did save, I did save these 3 pairs. These I think are worth my time and effort to clean up and sell. This pair here retails in good used condition for about 80 to 90 bucks. These here have a few blemishes and a little bit of dirt on them. I'll try to clean them up a little bit, but you know, even if they only bring 40 or 50 bucks, that's worth the effort. These here retail in good, clean, used condition for about 250 bucks. It's unbelievable to me that somebody would pay that much for used tennis shoes, but or whatever you call these. That being said, these also have some dirt spots, and they're not perfect for sure, but I think these will probably bring around 150 in this condition. And then this pair here, this is actually the box for these. This is not the box for these. So I don't know what they paid $95 for, but I couldn't find any Air Max 95s in the car. So maybe that's what they were wearing when they lost the car. I don't know. But anyway, this pair here has a little bit of condition issue, but still, these are probably another 40 bucks or so. So, I mean, there's over $200 here, easy. I would never pay that much for these things, but other people do. So I guess we'll save them, throw them on eBay. If it wasn't so cold, I would go ahead and put those Air Force Ones on, because those are my size, and I would walk right through that, but my feet would get soaked, and then I got to work the rest of the day in nasty cold wet feet, so I guess we're not going to do that. Just got an SS El Camino. Nothing left of it though. Definitely seen better days. The only thing this car might potentially have is a posi-track rear end. It's highly doubtful. I've had SS's before that were not posi-track or anything special. Really, at this point in time, all SS was is a trim package. It didn't usually mean anything performance-wise, although some people did order SS's that did have performance options. So I will check that rear end, but otherwise I'm probably going to pull that aluminum wheel off the front and go ahead and scrap it. It also has a transmission here. I was trying to see what this is. What is this out of? This is out of an old V6 car, isn't it? Yeah, that's a V6 transmission if I'm not mistaken. I don't think these are worth any money. I'll text my core guy, see what he says, but more than likely this is just going to go in the aluminum breakage as well. But yeah, I probably won't do any crushing in this video. I'm going to try to let it dry out a little bit before I get to crushing too much around the crusher. I don't want to make big old ruts, or before I get to driving too much around the crusher, I should say. But I will set this aside and we will make a video of crushing this. This is the last car out of the row, out of those cars that we got from the impound that I did my treasure hunt in. I did roll this one over before I ripped open the trunk. Then I ripped open the trunk and I saw a tool bag in here. So I don't know if there's anything good in it or not, but we're about to find out. Actually, doesn't look bad at all. Let's get this out of here. I wasn't expecting this. Looks like there's a bunch of tools in here. There we go. There's a nice jigsaw if it still works. Bunch of bits. What else we got in here? We got is that like a Dremel? A rotary tool, I guess. Dremel is the name brand, but rotary tool is what that is. There's a drill. Here's a Black & Decker battery drill. That's probably just junk. What do we got in here? A bunch of wrenches, sockets. There's a bunch of good tools in here. A ratchet, some shoelaces, some curly Q shoelaces. That's a blast from the past. Those are popular when I was in middle school. Don't need those. Throw those in the car. Yeah, there's a bunch of tools in here. Yeah, a bunch of good stuff. It looks like there's more on this side. Drill bits and a hammer and some nails. Some Cool. There's side pockets. Yeah, there's side pockets, but I think they're empty. Yeah. Yeah, the side pockets are all empty, but yeah, there's a bunch of good tools in there, so that's a good deal. Cool. I mean, you just never know what you're going to find in these cars. All sorts of good stuff. All the time. I don't remember how it was all in there now. I hope the skill saw, I have a nice skill saw already, so if it doesn't work, it's not that big a deal. But that rotary tool right there, I needed one of those, and I was actually getting ready to buy one, so that's a good deal. That's just a El Cheapo. Nothing good, but I don't use them that often. Actually, what I need these for, I'll just go ahead and tell you, is, I don't know, over here, I'll show you real quick. I think I have one laying here. Yeah, right here. No, that's a paper one. Well, I was gonna show you, but it looks, oh yeah, right here's one. Like the front of this old Galaxy bicycle right here, it's got those little tiny rivets holding that head badge on, and I save these head badges. You put those in a group and they sell pretty good online, and they're kind of hard to get off of there, but with that little rotary tool you can put a little Dremel bit on it and you can just drill those right out without hurting the badge. Seems like a lot of work for a little tiny piece of aluminum, but those do sell for decent money, especially cool ones like that say Galaxy. Obviously just one like that wouldn't be worth the effort of doing it by itself, but if you line up a dozen of them and do them all at once, then you can make pretty good money for your time. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and pitch this. I don't see that would have any value. Just throw it back in the car. Guess we'll see if there's anything else in there. No, I don't really see anything else. Looks like it must have had speakers in it at one point in time. Got a heavy cable, but I don't see anything else good in here. Some more shoes, but they're all nothing good. Yeah, that's all that's in that one. That's a pretty good deal. I wasn't planning on this being a treasure hunt video, but we found all those shoes and then a whole bunch of tools. I don't know what these would cost you to buy them new. They're all just cheap tools, but I mean, there's probably still easily $100 there, probably $150 there, something like that. So not bad at all, especially because I'm trying to build a set of tools for my big toolbox out of the other yard that I haven't shown you guys yet. So this will help me get quite a few tools built for that. I did talk to a guy today, and I think if everything works out, he's going to start helping me out next week. So that'll be really cool. I've had people here on YouTube email me and whatnot and say that they'll come help me, and they'll come here and they'll come help me and whatnot. But the problem is that what if it doesn't work out? I hate to have somebody move all the way here from some other state and then it doesn't work out, and so that puts a lot of pressure on. And then I have a lot of people who are like, oh, just let me live in one of those school buses or your junkyard cabin or something like that. I got to take these in the yard and throw them in the junk. They fell off that desk that was laying out here. But anyway, that's not legal, number one. That's extremely illegal. And then also, I just don't feel comfortable letting somebody that I don't know live out at the junkyard. That just, my dad did that one time years ago, and they robbed about $30,000 worth of stuff from him. So I will never do that under any circumstance. But this guy, he is local, and I know him a little bit. I don't know him real good, but he has a real good friend that's also a real good friend of mine, and that friend vouched for him, and I talked to him today, and yeah, he's an all right guy from all the times I've ever talked to him. Seems like a real good guy. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably won't put him full-time to work, but at least part-time helping me do some stuff out here. I think we're gonna stack some batteries, maybe get rid of a couple loads of batteries, 2 or 3, maybe 4. There we go, last drawer. If I wasn't talking on the camera, I could have grabbed both of them at the same time, but I don't know. It's been a long day, my brain's not working. But also I've got all those crates that are lining the road. Some of those have aluminum in them. We're not going to sell the aluminum right now, the clean aluminum. It's not high enough yet, but there's a bunch of steel and just junk in some of those. So I think we'll go ahead and clean those out, get rid of all that type of stuff. Plus I have just all sorts of odds and end little jobs. There we go. All sorts of odds and end little jobs that need done that sometimes it's hard for me to get done by myself. So having somebody help me 2 or 3 days a week, get him a little bit of extra money, and it'll get me a little bit of extra freedom to where I don't have to constantly go 90 miles an hour trying to figure out how I'm going to do it all. But with that, I am walking up. The guy that's supposed to bring me all those noses said it's just so muddy out there that he can't do anything yet. So I don't know if that's going to happen this week or not. Sean might be coming out to help me again later this week at some point. I don't know. If anything interesting happens though, I will definitely bring you guys along for the ride. I'll probably fire the crusher up at some point either later this week or next week. For sure, there'll be a video there. So stay tuned. Who knows what's going to happen next? As always, I hope you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. And remember to get out there, find yourself an adventure. We'll see you on the next one.